Okay, happy Monday, everyone. We're just going to sit for a moment. I'm just going to wait to see if anybody else will be joining us today. Well, it is 12:30, so we're going to get started. I'm just going to let somebody else in. Welcome, welcome, guys. Okay, so we're going to start seated today. So find a nice, comfortable seated pose. Some of you might have yoga props, and if you want to sit on a block, if you guys have blocks at home, feel free to elevate your hips. If you don't have that, it's okay. It's just options that I'm giving you. Okay, well, we're gonna get started. So go find a nice, comfortable seated pose. We're gonna close the eyes for a second, just give ourselves some time to check in and just kind of settle in. It being Monday, it's always so busy with everything that's happening around us, right? So just giving yourself a moment here to just arrive in your practice. Physically, we are here, but maybe mentally, it might take some time for us to just get settled, but just be patient with yourself. Just allow your body to find stillness for a moment. And then just starting to tune into your breath. Maybe you start to scan your body head to toe, begin to notice how you're feeling this morning or this afternoon. Notice any aches and pains, tightness anywhere, or just anywhere you feel that there's tension in your body. And just allowing your attention to focus inward. And then see if you have any lingering thoughts of things to do for the rest of the day, or what you're going to make for dinner, or just anything. We always have those thoughts in our head. So see if you can just allow them to slowly slip away. And then just begin to notice how you're breathing this afternoon. And can you allow your breath to slowly deepen? Can you allow your shoulders to slowly melt down away from your ears? And can you allow your spine to lengthen a little bit more? And then on your next exhale, just empty it out completely. Take a big breath into your belly. Fill up your lungs all the way up to your chest. Hold it at the top if you can. And then open your mouth, a big sigh, let it all go. We're going to do that again. Breathe into your belly. Breathe into your side ribs. Breathe into your chest. Hold it at the top if you can. Open the mouth, let it all go. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale into your belly, into your ribs, all the way up to your chest, holding it there. See if you can sip in a little bit more air. Biggest, deepest exhale, let it all go. Good. If the eyes are closed, you can start to blink them open. And we're going to inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Good. Exhale, interlace the fingers and press your palms up, away. That's it. Drop the shoulders down, lengthen the spine, soften your rib tips in. Take one more breath. And this time, as you exhale, just bring your hands out in line with the shoulders, but keeping them clasped if you can. And then slowly start to round your spine. So hollowing out from the belly, maybe the chin tucks into your chest. And then as you inhale, reach your arms back up, lengthen the spine, drop the shoulders, lengthen the side waist. And exhale, bring your hands out in front of you as you start to curl the spine in. So instead of our usual cat and cow, this is what we're going to do today. Inhale, finding length, reaching your hands up, pressing it up to the sky. And as you exhale, slowly rounding the spine. Good. Inhale, reach it back up. And then exhale, just bring your right hand next to you, next to your hip. Inhale, grow taller on your left side, keeping your left sit bone heavy on the floor as you slowly start to side bend over to the right. So if you started to close your chest a little bit here, maybe lean your left shoulder blade back, opening the heart. If it feels good, you can gaze up or you can just gaze forward, whatever feels good. Just soften that right shoulder down away from the ear. Inhale, take it back up, switch sides. So left hand beside your hip, right arm reaches up to the sky. Let's grow tall on the right side, lengthen like you're trying to reach up for the sky. And exhale, slowly side bend over to the left. That right sit bone is not lifting away from the mat. Breathing into the right side body, dropping that left shoulder down away from the ears. Good, one more breath. Inhale, slowly take it back to center. So this time we're gonna take our arms out like goalposts. So we're gonna do a lot of shoulder opening here. So inhale, open the chest like you're pressing your shoulder blades towards each other. And then exhale, you're just gonna bring your arms out in front of you. If you can, maybe your forearms touch. Good. Inhale, open the chest. Breathing into your shoulder blades or your collarbones. This time, exhale, pressing the hands and broadening across the upper back. Let's do that one more. Inhale. Maybe this time you slowly start to open a little bit more like a back bend. Gaze up at the sky if that feels good. And this time, as you exhale, bringing the hands together, but see if we can add a rounding in the spine, just like we did in the beginning. Maybe the chin tucks into the chest. And one last, inhale, open the heart, lean back, look up, breathe into your lungs. Exhale, slowly rounding, tuck your chin to your chest. Good, and then slowly come back to neutral. And then we're gonna come straight into downward facing dog. So if you're not quite familiar with yoga and down dog, I want your hands to be shoulder width apart, fingers are spread wide. Press all 10 finger pads into the floor. Curl your toes underneath, lift your knees, send your hips up and back behind you. As you start to lift the hips, press your chest back towards your thighs. You can keep your knees bent if you need to, but I want you to work on lengthening the spine as much as you can. Shoulder blades are pressing into the back. Shoulders are sliding down away from the ears. And then again, soften the rib tips in. So if you're not flaring your ribs out, just slight hug it in. Start to pedal out your heels, bending one knee at a time. Or just breathing into the hamstrings, into the ankles and the calves. And then notice, are you still breathing? Maybe allow the breath to deepen a little bit more. If you are pedaling your heels, come back to center, so even it out. Maybe both thighs press back as the heels lengthen down towards the earth. Finding stillness in your down dog for just a couple of breaths. Good, take one more big breath in. And a big breath out. Good. On your next inhale, shift forward into high plank, top of a push-up. Shoulders are stacked over the wrists, belly button pulls in. You can always drop the knees if you have to and come into a modified plank. So inhale in your plank. Exhale, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. We're gonna move through that a few times, just waking up the core. Inhale, shift forward into plank. If you're modifying, you're here. Knees come down, inhale. Exhale, knees come off the mat, lift your hips back, downward facing dog. Moving with the breath, inhale, rock forward into plank. Exhale, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. One last time, just like that. Inhale, shift forward into plank. This time we're all gonna come down to hands and knees. And then inhale the right leg back behind you. So the right foot is flexed, toes pointing down, heel pressing away. I want you to bring your attention to your low belly. Can you hug the low belly in towards the spine? Activate the core. Maybe get light on your hands even so you're not dumping everything on your shoulder. Nice, one more inhale. This time, as you exhale, I want you to round the spine and bring your knee towards your nose. Press the floor away with your hands. Inhale, extend your right leg back. Good. Exhale, slowly start to round, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen one last time. Exhale, round it, knee to nose. Hold it there for a breath. See if you can lift that knee a little bit more. And then exhale, step your foot between your hands. So we're coming into low lunge. Good. Sink your hips forward and down a little bit. So we're getting into that left hip flexor. If you're right on top of your kneecap on the left knee, slide your leg back a little bit so you're not dumping too much weight on your kneecap. That's it. You can stay on your fingertips as this is enough for you, or you can start to lift yourself up away from that front leg. And just lengthen the spine, sinking the hips forward and down a little bit more. Breathe. Nice, everyone. We're here for just another breath. And exhale, bring your left hand underneath the shoulder. We're going to take a twist. Right arm reaches up to the sky. So same thing. For some of you, you might want to keep that back knee down to the floor. If you're needing a little bit more, curl your back toes and you can press the left knee up. So just wherever you are today, whatever, if your body is feeling nice and strong and you want to go for it, go for it. Okay, one more breath. Exhale, bring the top hand down, bring the bottom knee down. If it's lifted, we're going to come back to tabletop position. Good. On your next inhale, left leg extends back. The toes are pointing down, heel pressing away. So activate that leg. Good. Get light on your hands. Bring your attention to your bottom rib. See if you can hug it in slightly. Really activate the core here. Breathe. One more inhale. On your next exhale, round the spine. Bring your knee to your nose. Inhale, lengthen your leg back. Exhale, round the spine, knee to nose. Inhale, extend. Exhale, rounding. We're going to hold it here for a breath. See if you can get that knee a little bit closer to your nose. And then gently stepping that foot all the way through between your hands. If you need to, slide the back knee a little bit. Good. You can stay on your fingertips here, or if you did on the other side, slowly press yourself away from that front leg. Good. So you might feel that a little bit more in that right hip flexor. Just soften the breath. Good. One more deep breath in. And as you exhale, bring the right hand underneath the shoulder. You can keep the back knee down, or if you did on the other side, you can curl the back toes, lift the back knee as you take your twist open to the left. So wherever you are, the most important thing here is your breath. It doesn't matter how fancy your pose looks. The most important thing is how deep can you breathe? How slow can you get your breath to go? On your next exhale, let's bring the top hand down, maybe the back knee down if it's lifted. Coming back to tabletop position, moving through a couple rounds of cat and cow. Inhale, lengthen the heart forward. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, cow pose, lift the chest. Exhale, cat pose, round your spine. Good. Inhale, back to neutral. Let's press back up toward downward facing dog. Curl your toes under, lift your hips up and back. Both arms are nice and straight. Chest pressing back towards your thighs. Take 3 deep breaths. Just allowing your breath to soften. Lengthening the exhales to slow it down. Good. After your third breath, you're going to walk your feet up to the top of your mat, coming into a forward fold, Uttanasana. So feet are hip width apart. Knees can be bent here. Allow the head to just lengthen towards the earth. Just breathing into the back body, maybe shaking out the head, yes and no, if that feels good. Maybe swaying the hips side to side a little bit here. Good, and then slowly bend the knees. Drop your tail down as you slowly roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time until you come all the way up to stand. Bring your feet to hip width apart if it's not there already. And then just turn your hands out, standing up nice and tall. Close your eyes if you can. I want you to bring your attention to your foundation, to your feet. So the whole foot is pressing down into the floor, even your toes. Find your center. Stand up nice and tall. Drop the shoulders down. As you inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Exhale, bring your hands down to your heart. So we're going to do what we did earlier, but we're going to add on. Inhale, reach the arms up, big breath in. Exhale, we're going to dive it in, coming into our forward fold, Uttanasana. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen the heart forward. Lengthen and fold as you exhale. Inhale, come all the way up to stand, big breath in. Exhale, take your hands down to your heart. So moving on, inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, lengthen and fold, Uttanasana. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen the chest. Exhale, fold, step your right foot back and come back to that low lunge. Good, maybe you stay on your fingertips or maybe this time you come up and lift the chest. Nice. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Exhale, take your arms out wide to the side like goalposts. Lift the chest, maybe add a back bend, look up. Exhale, slowly round the spine. Bring your hands together in front of you, curling in. Good, inhale, open the chest. And exhale, bringing the hands together, rounding. Good, inhale, this time reach your hands up to the sky. Exhale, take your hands down to the floor, send your hips back, pull your toes back, fold over that front leg. So I like to bring my hands back so that they're right underneath my shoulders. And I even come up to my fingertips so I can press myself long and then exhale, fold. So instead of rounding the spine so you can curl in, think more of nose to toes, like you're trying to send your nose towards your toes. So keeping the back nice and long, even as you fold it in. So you might not go as deep, but it can feel a little bit more intense in the stretch. Good, rock yourself forward, plant your hands, step it back into plank, top of a push-up. Inhaling in your plank. Exhale, lift your hips back, downward dog. Inhale, shift forward, top of a push-up. Drop the knees, this time stepping the right foot between the hands. Coming back to that low lunge. Sink the hips down, reach your arms up, inhale. Good, settle into the pose, so we're not rushing here. Feel grounded, feel settled into your breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take your arms out wide to the side like goalposts. Open the chest, maybe lean back, gaze up. And take an inhale here. Exhale, slowly curl it in. Bring your hands in front of you. Inhale, open the chest. Look up, gaze up. Exhale, curling it back in. Good, inhale, open up one last time. And then reach your hands back up to the sky. Exhale, take your hands down to the floor, send the hips back. Pull the toes back. So you might have to realign yourself here. Lift the chest, inhale, maybe come up to your fingertips. Lengthen your spine as long as you can. And then as you exhale, keep the length as you fold it in. Breathing into that stretch. Good, one more deep breath. And then slowly plant your foot back down. This time we're stepping the left foot to meet the right, coming back into a forward fold at the top of your mat. Good. Halfway lift, inhale. Lengthen and fold, exhale. Inhale, rise up, sweeping the arms up. We have one last side. Exhale, take it down to your heart. Let's move on. Inhale, reach out in a big breath in. Exhale, lengthen and fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Lengthen and fold. Exhale, stepping the left foot all the way back, dropping the back knee. So same thing, we're just switching sides. Inhale, reach your arms up, Anjaneyasana, find your low lunge. Good. This time, exhale, bring your hands down to the floor, send the hips back, move your hands back under the shoulders. This time we're gonna bring the left hand outside the right foot or the right leg, whatever you can grab. Inhale, grow tall, and then exhale, gentle twist. Like you're using that left hand to pull your chest to face the right. Good, nice IT band stretch here. It might feel a little intense, but it should feel good, but just try not to force anything. Good, slowly come back to center. Plant your hands down. Let's find plank. Inhaling in your plank. Exhaling to downward facing dog. Taking 3 deep breaths in your down dog. You can always come down to a child's pose. If this is too much and it doesn't feel like a restful pose, then you can drop the knees and you can come down to your child's pose here. Okay, so wherever you are, let's take a cleansing breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Good, one last. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Good. If you are in child's pose, press yourself back up to downward facing dog. Inhale back to your plank, top of a push-up. Exhale, drop your knees down, tabletop position. Left foot steps all the way through between the hands. Inhale, sweep your arms up, Anjaneyasana. Here for just a breath or two. Good. Exhale, take your hands back down to the floor. Send your hips back, pull your toes back. That's it. Good. So we're taking that twist. This time, right hand outside the left foot or the ankle, calf, whatever you can reach. That left hand is out to the side. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale slowly. It's a gentle twist. Breathe into that. I wish we had more time, guys. I can't believe we're running out of time already. Good. Slowly take it back to center. This time we're going to step it back to high plank again. And then exhale, lift your hips back, downward facing dog. So let's stretch the hips out. So coming from your down dog, we're going to bring the right knee towards that right wrist, setting up for pigeon pose. So right knee, right wrist, left leg is going to slide back. That way the top of your left hip is closer to the floor. Okay, square off your hips. So if you tend to lean towards that bent leg side, see if you can lift up from that and lengthen out the spine. Good. So even out your hips. Maybe you stay on your hands if your hips are not feeling very open today. Or some of you might want to take it down to your forearms. So wherever you are, just allow the breath to soften. I know it was kind of a quick go, go, go class. So this is our chance to allow the nervous system to slowly just calm down. If your breath is going a little too fast, see if you can lengthen your exhales to slow it down. And we're here for just one more breath. Good. And then on your next inhale, we're going to come back up to our hands if you're not there already. I'm going to give some of you guys an option to bend the back leg, and then you can reach back with your left hand and just get a nice quick quad stretch on the left side. So if this feels good, go for it. If this is not accessible, just stay here in your active pigeon pose. Okay. Good. If you have your foot, let it go. We're going to press back up to downward facing dog, and we're going to switch sides in our pigeon pose. So when you're ready, left knee, left wrist, bring the back knee down, slide the right leg back, and just take your time here. Even out your hips, okay? So square it off. If you're like me, my left side is a little bit tighter. So I'm going to spend a few breaths on my hands, just allowing my hips to sink down slowly. You don't want to force anything. And you'll know when your body is ready, when you feel like you're slowly melting into the pose as you breathe, then you can find the floor. And then we're going to be here for a couple more deep breaths. We're probably going to go a little over than over 1 o'clock. So I hope that's okay. If you need to go, I understand. But otherwise, just see if you can get a couple more deep breaths in your pigeon. Let's see if you can soften any tension in the shoulders or your jaw. And then on your next inhale, let's make our way back up to the hands. So if you did on the other side, maybe you just stay here, or you bend your right leg, catch it with your right hand, and slowly pull that foot. So if you do a lot of cycling and running and all that stuff, this is going to be so good for you. Good. Release the foot if you have it. And then this time we're just going to swing that right leg forward and keeping that left leg bent. Extend the right leg long down the mat. And then turn your torso to face that straight leg. So it's not like open hips, but more like squared a little bit here. Okay. So turning the torso to face the right foot, slowly walking your hands out. If you can grab your foot, great. If not a big deal. Same thing here. Inhale, find length. Think nose to toes as you start to slowly curl it in. Good. Are you breathing? Where can you soften? One more deep breath. And slowly walk yourself back upright. Let's switch sides. So bending the right knee, left leg long, flex the left foot, sitting up nice and tall, turn to face the front leg, and then slowly walk your hands out. So same thing, nose to toes. If you need to bend that left knee a little bit, I'd rather that you bend the knee than you curl the spine. Okay, so just as a reminder, in yoga, we always, most often than not, we find length. Good. And just breathing into wherever it is that you feel that stretch. Allowing the breath to do the work. Good. One more breath here. And then slowly walk yourself back upright. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold it in. You can use your elbows if you're pretty open and press down into your legs to get a deeper stretch. We're here for just a couple of breaths. And slowly inhale, take it all the way back up. And let's get set up for our Shavasana. So lying on your back, let's hug the knees into the chest. Maybe one quick rock side to side. And then make your way into your final resting pose. So closing the eyes, extending your legs long down the mat. Arms are down by your sides. So you're just lying down. Good. I want you to lift your chest and tuck your outer arms underneath your shoulder so you feel a little bit more broadening across the chest. The eyes are closed. Take a deep breath in and then slow exhale out through the mouth. Good. Deep breath in through the nose. Slow exhale out through the mouth. One last, just like that, big breath in. Slow exhale out through the mouth. Good. Just staying here for a moment. Just giving yourself some time to find stillness before you get back to your day. Allowing the body to find softness and just letting go of any tension. And then just being here. And slowly start to deepen your breath. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And then reach the arms up overhead, taking one last big stretch. And bending one knee at a time, rolling on over to one side, coming into fetal pose. And then if you can keep your eyes closed, as you press yourself to come all the way back up to a nice, comfortable seated pose. So just where we started, sitting up nice and tall. Rest your hands down on your lap or bring your hands to your heart center. Let's end our practice in gratitude. Think of 3 things that you are grateful for today. Inhale, keep that in your heart. Exhale, bow into yourself. Thank yourself for being here, for showing up. Thank your body for everything that it does for you. And thank you so much for sharing your practice and your time with me. Happy Monday. Namaste, everyone. Good job, guys. Happy Monday.
Thank you.
Thank you too.
Thank